Good morning, it's Rachel here, and we are going to put this together. This is one of those books. I sold lots of them. A dealer had put them aside for me, and I sold them for the papers because the papers are really nice. It was the Civiltà Cattolica, and I can't think. Yeah, they were just great for the papers, really. I didn't think that the covers were particularly exciting, but I did keep this one. I'm thinking I might get rid of the spine, although it has the date. Although it's not a nice spine though, is it? I may get rid of that. I don't know. Even if I kept it, I don't know. I was thinking I'll get rid of it because it's curved and it's old and it's cracking. It's not in great condition. However, it does have the date on it of this book. Let me just clean it up a little bit. Get all the crunchy bits off. So how is everyone today? So yeah, with Easter, I have the loaded bags. I could take, no, that won't come off. Sometimes if I've got a leather spine and I want to flatten it, because I don't want the curve, you can take this cardboard off, but because this is paper, I can't do that. So I'm not going to. So I think I'll leave the spine. First of all, I'm going to put some paper tape on. It's just extra strengthening of the join, where the spine joins the covers. But because it's like this pinky lilac-y sort of colour, I thought it would be quite nice if I can embellish it for a springtime Eastery sort of journal. And probably it's quite a deep spine, so I'll do 3 signatures but with a lot of pages in them. And so probably it'd do for multiple Easters. Okay, so we have all of this happening. So what I can do here is just grab my glue and just run that along there and glue it all back down. I can see there's some sort of like book fabric there. So I'm just wondering if those of you who purchased these books, it was quite a while ago, last year sometime, did you keep the covers? Because this could be quite fun if you haven't done anything with them yet, to follow along. Now I will be covering up a lot of the spine. What I think I might do is sort of put some sort of lace or fabric there, but leave that bit showing so that there is the date of the book. So I did have a little think about the front cover. I felt like it was fitting for one of these to put this beautiful old paper. It's actually, I was going to have it that way, I think, from one of the sort of religious books. And then I have these Tim Holtz wallpapers that were given to me. I think my sister gave me some. I know Wendy gave me some, and other people have given me some. So I thought that could be quite nice there. Then I had this lovely old envelope that I think I might just open it there, and I was going to glue that on, maybe like that. And then I'm going to put a pocket on it, and then put the Easter postcard. Now this is 1963, so it's you can get these quite often around here, but they're 1950s, 1960s. So I don't scan those because they're probably still protected, even though there's nothing written on it that it's been copyrighted. But I don't want to mess with that. So I thought that would be really pretty on the cover. So now I need to figure out what is going to go here on the spine. And as I mentioned, it's not like that. There's quite a bit of colour left there, so that's quite nice. but it's not like my most favorite. You know, it's not a marbled cover. That's what I'm trying to say. I think this possibly was not even the original cover, because I found those books also. I have this lovely fabric here. I thought I might give that a whirl. I found those books also with a paper cover. I think that's going to be really pretty. I kind of want to cover the whole thing. Oh dear. No, I'll do what I said. I'll put that, I think I'm going to put that on. So let's just cut that. Scissors, fabric scissors, where have you gone? You know, I usually chuck them over somewhere else because I'm tempted to, I forget and I want to cut. Let's try these ones. I want to cut paper with them. Oh, these ones are new, so they cut fabric very nicely. Thank you. This is just a remnant, a leftover piece from upholstery sort of thing. But there is a lady that I get them from at the antique market. They're not antique, they're just vintage. And I just tie them up I love just tying them up. I learnt that from my mum. And then I just have a whole stack of them up near me here. And they really are in hoardy land. So even though they're not old, I still love them. Now I like the selvage, so I'm wondering whether I want to keep the selvage or not. I don't want to cover the date. And I do want to put maybe a little bit of some sort of lace. So let me see. I have the most precarious pile of things here in front of me. I think I might. I'm going to glue all of this on top. I'm going to glue this on. Make that decision. That's a bit long. I'm going to cut a little bit off. So we are going to get back to these are going to be the paper bag journals, but I also wanted to have this one going as well. And then I will have another one or two going. Why am I putting the glue there? I don't know. And on my table. I guess so. I make sure I get it around the edges. This is quite a thick fabric too. It's upholstery, so I'll now put the glue here. So yes, I don't think there'll be too many issues with oozing glue. Do a bit of smushing here. Just so you don't get sort of air pockets too. I don't want air pockets. So yeah, sometimes I get them, I can't avoid them because I'm not a perfect person. But I try to do my best not to have them. Then once I've done this cover, we'll start choosing our pages for all 3 journals. I've got them printed, but I haven't got other pages sorted. So this will go, I'm going to get glue everywhere. Actually, I'll just attach it. Oh dear. That's okay, I'll wipe it down. Yeah. Probably could have trimmed a bit more off. Got my wet one here. Just wipe it down. I need to glue that. I don't like it when I have glue all over my fingers. So just flatten that, and now I need to get some glue over here. And I need to trim that gluey bit off that I didn't. Look at that, I've totally missed it. Do I have scope for moving it? I do. I'll put it up too high, just a second. Get all the glue off my fingers and see if I can repair what I've done. Take it off. Oh my gosh, it's such good glue. It's already sticking and pulling everything off. Okay, I'm just going to leave it. Okay, that's going to go there. I will trim that bit off. Actually, let me just, first of all, I'm going to clean it. And I will trim a little off, but I'm just going to clean it first. Okay. I might leave it for the minute. Let it dry. Okay. it's a messy business. So that's all glued down. Okay, so I want to put this, I think I'll put this on next. I need to trim it down. So I am just going to cut across there. And I'm going to take this bit off down here. And that's going to glue, I might bring it up a bit higher, up there, like that. Okay, so let's grab some glue paper. It's a bit of a business, isn't it? Oh, I know, I needed to put some glue under this. I missed that bit before. Honestly, PVA is your friend. It's a great glue. I'm going to use my, that one's running out. I'll get a new one. Oy. Sometimes these lids are really hard to pull off. Right. Oh, I did it the opposite way. Silly. Okay, well, we just have to go with it now. I was meant to glue it on the other side and have that there. Oh, well. I do those sorts of things all the time. I just have to get over it. Okay, now I want a little bit of lace, I think. And you can, you know, you could put a spray fixative on something like this if you're worried about it. I thought just a little bit. I'll strategically place it so that it doesn't cover the. Why am I cutting with those scissors? I don't know. The date. And I'm going to use my PVA, so I just need to. I just sort of have it here, and I just make it up. And then I'll smush it around and we'll see how we're going. Don't need too much for the lace. Okay. Okay, what's happening here? Not enough glue. Because you don't want it curling off or anything like that. We don't want that lifting because I'm going to be gluing over the top. Right. Okay, next. I'll have a sip of my breakfast smoothie. I now need to glue this on. Just need a bigger piece of glue paper. And in this case, you do want a lot of glue. You don't want to make sure you put plenty on there because it is the cover. And I would recommend doing a spray like just a spray protective coat. You can get matte sprays that artists use for their canvases, like acrylic or whatever, and it's just a matte spray to protect the cover. Because this is paper, this cover, I probably would recommend doing that. And I'm going to put this over a bit further. Because of my boo-boo, we can hardly see the writing. There we go, there's enough there. Now I'm going to grab my bone folder, which I think I thought I put it away. No, here it is. And I think I may put a little bit of PVA there because it's just a bit thick. There's a few layers there, and I just want to make sure maybe the glue's, you know, it's not going to take so easy. There we go. Really sticky, dirty fingers. Okay. So then, so very pretty. I like this. I need to just grab my ruler here and tear this up so it opens. Might just snip that bit because I'm having trouble getting in there. Let's see. Yeah, good. Okay, and this I'm going to glue on here, but down lower, so that way we can still see the pretty papers. So let's do that. I'm going to glue it right down because it's fragile. It's in a fragile state. I want, where's the, oopsie, where's the lid for that? Here. Oh, and this, actually, wait a minute, this is open down that side. We don't want that. Well, I know what I'll do. I might put a bit of washi or something there. So I'm going to put plenty of glue on here as well. Because it's fragile, I'm going to go from the center out just to make sure it's all okay. Here I can swoosh around. Oops. Okay. Okay, afterwards I'll choose some, actually I'll do it right now, just a sec. I want an amity or a pretty, some sort of pretty floral here, and I'm going to run it over the glue because I want it to stick there. I'm thinking I might like this one. It's wide enough. And I think it's the right color. Yes, I'm going to put that there to close that. So we'll run it over the Giotto glue because it's got to stick to the lace as well. Really is a lot of fun. Okay. Cool. And then what a patchwork cover. I want, which pocket do I have them still? Have any left? These. Is it going to fit in there? These are the adhesive pockets. Oh, it doesn't fit. That's exactly what I want. Rather than using acetate, I wanted to use one of these. I may very slightly trim down the card. I don't want to use this one because look, it's too big. It's going to go too far across. So I need to use that one. And I'm going to have to sacrifice the postcard just a little bit to make it fit in the pocket. I could put it in this pocket, but then well, I guess I could put it in there if I didn't want to cut it. I could slide it in there. Oh, just a minute. Let me put my ruler in there and make sure I haven't glued anything. Oh no, it's all good. It is all good. So let's just see what that looks like before I... Now what's it hitting? It's hitting something, but the ruler doesn't hit this. Oh, there is something there. It's probably the flap, one of the, you know, the... Oh, it's this. Okay, there's a bit of a, there we go. So I could put that in there, but then you don't get to see it. And I am going to have this because we can put something else in front, but I really want to see the postcard. I did really want to see the postcard. I think that's really pretty on there. And then just something tall in there. Okay, I'm going to trim it down very slightly, a little bit off this side. I'm just taking a bit of the border off. I'm sorry to the person who receives it, but it has to be done. Let's see if it will fit. Probably not. Yes, it will. Oh, yes, I'm happy with that now. There we go. I didn't sacrifice too much of it, just a little bit. Okay, cool. Now this one is going to need I need to put it under a heavy book because it's card, you know, like a cardboard, and I think it was already curvy before, and then you're putting, you know, wet glue on it. It will curve a little bit. In this one, I think I could get away now with a, press all that down. I probably could get away with gluing the spine into there. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. So we need, for this one, we need this. So I've got this piece here. Oh, that's the perfect width. I just need to trim a little bit off. It's going to be great. So I'm going to trim that much off. So I just grab my ruler. Might as well get on with it. Grab my ruler and my cutter. I'll just line it up there, my little marking on the line, so I can line my ruler up on that rather than eyeballing it. Oh, naughty thing. Anyway, I've got my line there now, so it should be all right. Okay, it does wiggle around a bit. There we go. Snip that off. Okay, so now this I can cover. Choose a fabric and cover it. Don't need that. That just gets in my way. And then we can let that dry. So let's see, what feeling do we have here? Pretty florals. I'm going to put a tie there so that will hold this. It'll be tied up with Sari Silk. I'm loving that. I'm glad I kept that cover to have a play with. So what would I like to see in the spine? I have this old, I think I'm going to put, is this long enough? Yes, just. Okay, I'm going to use this Tilda fabric, and you need a nice amount overhanging. I don't measure, I just eyeball. Okay. Yeah, this is a really old Tilda. This is like probably 10 or 12 years old. No, maybe 10. No, maybe not that long, but nearly. It's old. Let's just say that. Okay, so now we need our glue paper. We need to smush some. You know, this is part of what it's going to be holding onto there. So you want to make sure you glue it well. So I will use, in this case, I always use my PVA glue. And I don't want oozing because this is just a cotton quilting fabric. So I think I have to, in the next video, choose papers. Might make a few little decisions for the other journals as well. I don't know how long I've been here for. And so we'll just kind of center it. It's only kind of, it doesn't really matter. Oh, I could have brought it, doesn't matter. I'll trim that off. I could have brought it down a little bit further. I mean, this is how I am, just approximate. Okay, now here, I need to measure this. And it's about 4 centimeters. So my halfway is 2. That's for my middle signature. And my first signature is going to go 1 centimeter from there, and my third signature is going to be 1 centimeter on the other side of the center. You could also just do this with a paper, like a nice strong paper. You could glue that to the fabric, which is what I normally do. Rather than the cardstock. But I felt like this spine can have a little bit of reinforcing happening to it. Okay, now, how big is it? It's 22 centimeters, 0.4, so that means 11.2 is my halfway. And I just eyeball it, 11.2, and I'm going to do 2.5 inches on either side of the center. That's where I'm going to be putting my holes. I could just eyeball it, but why don't we measure it while we're here? And the other one. And that is ready. I just have to punch the holes. I'll wait for it to dry. That is ready for when I prepare the signatures. And that will just simply glue in there. And it will flatten that spine. And let's check it lifts. Yes, it does. Plenty of room for it to lift nice and comfortably. You've got to have a little bit of a gap there. And that's going to be good. Look at that. So now what I can do is deal with this. And then I'm going to put it under a heavy book, I think, and have it flatten. Well, let's see what I have. This one's ripped. I had a few bits and pieces of this paper, but it has ripped. I think I'll use that, and I will, what I'll do is, I will put something there and put something there. I won't have to put much there because the fabric will go over it. So let me just put some markings on, and we'll trim it where it needs to be trimmed. Here, I have to use my cutter. Okay, and they're nice scrappy bits that I can use. So I'll glue that on there. I know it's a bit of a patchwork, but that's what it is. So that would be straight. So this is a little bit not straight. So let's just take a bit of that off. It's going to be covered by the fabric anyway. Flip it over so I glue it on the right side, because I always glue them on the wrong side. Here's this piece of paper, and I'm going to use my, just because it's a thinner paper, well, this is quite not that thin, but it's not a cardstock, so I don't want to use my wet glue because that's going to make it all crinkly. Oops, got glue all over my finger. It's just a given, isn't it? I just get glue everywhere. Just making sure there's glue. I'm looking at the reflection. I'm not seeing any dull bits, which means there's no glue there. Okay. It is handy to have the window right there. Sometimes it's a hazard, but mostly it's handy. Okay, so I'm especially going to try and line it up a bit there. And let's grab the foam folder. So if you don't have old papers, as I say, there's always digitals of old book pages that you can use. If you want them to look old, you can print them on tea or coffee dyed paper. Okay, so here we need to put something in there. That maybe I'll tend to keep that a little bit more neutral. So if I've got sort of an old scrap of book page here or something. Let's see. Something like that, but not quite so regular. And I'm just going to tear a little bit off. Try not to cover too much that R. Do that there, and then let's just see how we're going. Yep, that's going to be good. And then I thought down here, I might just put a little piece of a more decorative sort of paper, maybe a Florentine paper. Let's see. Yeah, maybe a piece of this one. No, maybe a piece of this one. A bit of that. That there. Okay, good. Okay. That one there, and then here I'm thinking I might like to put excuse me, I'd like to maybe put one of these. This one I might be able to tear down nicely, or that one will tear down nicely. That one, I think. I'll lose a bit of it because the book's not big enough, but I think that'll be nice. Okay, so I'm just going to trim a little bit off so that I can see better where my edges are going to be. Okay, now I can, oh no, I've trimmed too much off. It's okay, we can put something else. Oh no, it's just going to make it. I can put a little something else behind it, but this is what I wanted to see here. I'm going to bring it more over this way because there's going to be the fabric there. So it doesn't really matter where I cut it here because there's going to be fabric, but here I want to cut it about there. I was thinking it was going to be too long for the page, but in actual fact, it was perfect, and I've just borderline chopped off too much. So there's a reminder for everyone. Check. That's going to go, I think that's going to be fine actually. Don't need to add anything to it. I'm lucky. It went well for me. Okay, so is that sticky? No, not too sticky. I can glue on there. Let's fill in the center first. Right, around the edges. The all-important edges that we don't want curling up. Good. So that's going to go there. And then I'll show you when we put the fabric. This is going to be my spine here. Super pretty. Very happy with that. So when you open it, oh, isn't that pretty? You're going to see this. And then that's the back there. Cool. And that's going to glue in there. Good. Okay, so I'm going to actually pop that under a heavy book for a little bit and let it sort of flatten out so it's not so curvy. Not that it really matters. It'll sort itself out eventually. That's sort of flattened there. That's good. This is still curving a bit. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that. In the next video, I think I will... see, I'm wondering whether I should keep those. I probably should. I want to decorate these covers, but I want to cut my cardstock for them and glue that on, and then we'll decorate the covers, so that way we're sort of advanced. And I'm going to prepare, like find some book pages and stuff like that to put in, because I've been getting low, so I need to grab some more, and then we can choose the papers to go in and then stitch them in. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.